Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Ron Desantis strikes again, folks. This guy never disappoints. Every single time he is met with a challenge, he is met with a phony narrative, or faced with any disingenuous attacks, he just knows exactly what to say. He knows exactly how to hit back, strike back, in a way that just shuts the whole thing down, doesn't ever get him in trouble. I just made a video 2 days ago covering the topic of Governor Gavin Newsom running attack ads in the state of Florida against Governor Ron Desantis, where he attacked Ron DeSantis as a fascist who's coming after your freedoms. Obviously, it seems that Governor Gavin Newsom is gearing up for a presidential run in 2024, or possibly beyond in 2028. And he knows that Ron DeSantis will be his biggest challenge, his biggest opponent, but also seems like not really a challenge at all, at least not for Ron DeSantis, as he continues to handle these attacks from Governor Gavin Newsom in the best way possible, with humor and mic drop moments, dealing with Governor Gavin Newsom exactly how he should, just like he deals with the media, as one big joke. Let me show you guys another epic Ron DeSantis moment, and let's continue comparing the two. We got some stuff to cover, folks, so let's get right into it and roll the tape. Alright folks, Ron DeSantis has the best response to Gavin Newsom, calling Florida, quote, not free. Just take a look at this moment right over here.
Yes, two questions real quick. In the past week, Governor Newsom has called Florida not free. President Biden provided false statements about the Parental Rights Act, and then we saw that false salon article going around about higher ed. What do you make of prominent Democrats putting out these false statements about you in Florida?
Well, look, I'm just like this. Everyone wants to talk about me in Florida. I mean, like, I'm just sitting here, little old me doing my job. I can just tell you this. I was born and raised in this state, and until the last few years, I rarely, if ever, saw a California license plate in the state of Florida. You now see a lot of them. I can tell you, if you go to California, you ain't seeing very many Florida license plates.
And of course, really nothing else needs to be said. We've been covering the migration patterns. Hundreds of thousands of people have moved to Florida. Meanwhile, in California over the last couple of years, we have seen what is commonly referred to as the California exodus. Why some tech companies and billionaires are leaving California, as well as more than 360,000 people leaving California in 2021, in what some are calling the California exodus, many leaving for states like Texas, Arizona, and Washington, and of course some are moving to Florida as well, but it's relatively far. But the craziest part about the California exodus is that a rising number of former Californians are migrating out of the country altogether and are instead heading south of the border. Many are seeking a more relaxed and affordable lifestyle in Mexico. Who would have ever seen that one coming? Governor Gavin Newsom, who's boasting about California being so great under his leadership, and attacking Ron DeSantis and telling Floridians to come to California and begging for companies to leave Florida and please bring their taxpayers back to the great state of California. Well, how absolutely absurd is his pitch, considering California has become such a liberal cesspool? It's become so unaffordable, so dirty, so messy, so bad for so many regular people that we're seeing hundreds of thousands of people leave California to go back to Mexico. I mean, if that doesn't really put things into perspective, then I don't know what will. It's just crazy how these Democrats completely disregard reality, how people are feeling, and they choose to operate in their alternate little fantasy realities. California is just such a great place, says Gavin Newsom. As I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, we covered a story of Governor Gavin Newsom walking around in, I think it was Oakland, getting assaulted by a homeless man as the homelessness crisis in the state snowballs out of control to peak crisis levels. California Governor Gavin Newsom wants you to believe that his state is just so great, and more specifically that California is just doing so well under his leadership, when if you just look at the basic facts, California is the richest state, and not by a little bit, but by a long shot, with massive billionaire tech corporations, companies that generate some of the most ridiculous levels of profit. I mean, like Facebook and Google, for instance, who offer digital services and get paid based on ads or subscription models. Their input costs are basically nothing, and they generate billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. And a lot of that money, of course, contributes to the tax coffers in the state of California. They're running a surplus because of it. I think last I heard, San Francisco alone collects like $18 $15 billion in taxes. I mean, they are as rich as it gets, yet they can't even fix potholes. Here's actually a great example from the city of Oakland in California, where the mayor put together a $100 million taxpayer-funded plan to fix the city's pothole problem.
The city of Oakland now has millions of dollars to fix its pothole-ridden streets. But people in the Oakland Hills are learning the city's new pothole plan still leaves them with a rough road to travel.
And well, of course, exactly as you might expect, it's a complete disaster. And we've seen a group or an organization pop up called the Oakland City Pothole Vigilantes, frustrated citizens who ended up taking on the task themselves.
We don't really know if it's legal. We don't have permits. We're out there in the middle of the night, even though Oakland should be doing it themselves. They're not, so we're doing it. We are the pothole vigilantes. We're in our 20s, and we fill potholes in the dark of night. The streets of Oakland are crumbling away. There's a million potholes, so we don't plan where we're gonna go because we're gonna find a pothole no matter what. The cost to fill a pothole depends on how big it is, but the bag's around $20. And it takes 10 to 15 minutes to fix a problem. Oakland has a budget of $100 million and a 3-year plan to fix streets. If they gave us $1 million contract in 1 to 2 months, we'd fix all the potholes. We stay anonymous because the problem is bigger than ourselves. This is not just about filling potholes, this is about fixing the community. The community has all been very supportive.
I appreciate you guys.
Fix something when you see something broken. It's really that easy.
I mean, we're talking about one of the richest places on earth with high levels of taxation that can't fix potholes. And Governor Gavin Newsom wants you to move to the incredible state of California because it's just so much better than Florida under that fascist Ron Desantis. But potholes isn't the only issue. Once again, such a wealthy state with such an incredible tax base, so much money in the bank, ran by Governor Gavin Newsom, has one of the highest levels of poverty in the country and has one of the worst, if not the worst, public education system in the United States and probably in the Western world. New study finds California schools ranking number 44 in America, the most amount of money, one of the richest places on earth, with a quasi-socialist system, at least that's what they tell you when they're collecting your tax dollars, has basically the worst schools in America. But Governor Gavin Newsom tells you to get out of the state of Florida. Oh, the scary state of Florida banning books. How scary that is for your children. Come and bring them to California with the most failed public school system in the nation. Absolutely stupid. No wonder Governor Ron DeSantis is treating this guy like a joke. I mean, think about the issue of children, protecting children, not only from CRT and the rest of this woke nonsense and crap, but protecting children, their development and their education over the last 2 years. California has set an entire generation 2 years behind. Meanwhile, the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis did the exact opposite because he was actually willing to stand up and do the right thing instead of giving in to the corrupt public school unions and teacher lobbyist groups that run the Democrat Party. And now we're seeing articles like this from The Economist. COVID learning loss has been a global disaster. Millions of children are still out of school and the costs are stacking up. And we've been saying this forever, that the next generation in terms of their education and personal development are going to be in serious trouble after the irresponsible left-wing reaction over the last couple of years. We'll leave it at that. We'll try to stay vague. And of course, they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to do the right thing. Instead, they gave in to the selfish teachers unions who just wanted to be on a 2-year-long vacation and hiatus. Some of these teacher union leaders also caught in Mexico on vacation during the same time that they were advocating for school closures. And once again, the only person who actually did the right thing was Governor Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, and other right-wing Republican governors and leaders. Yet Gavin Newsom wants to tell you that your children are better off in California. I don't know what this guy is smoking. And basically the same point, I'll just continue to reiterate it. This is exactly why Ron DeSantis is treating this guy like a joke, because that's exactly what he is. I mean, this whole premise is a joke. This whole California versus Florida argument, the situation that the media is trying to thrust upon the American people, that it's Governor Gavin Newsom versus Governor Ron DeSantis. Is there even an argument here? I really don't think there is. And considering how sharp and how good Ron DeSantis is, when it comes to debates or being challenged, his one-liners, his mic drop moments, when Ron DeSantis is in the ring, if Governor Gavin Newsom is on the other side, I seriously think he's going to mop the floor with him. If you're standing by your governor track record and you're analyzing policy realities between these two governors, Governor Gavin Newsom doesn't even come close. While, of course, Ron continues to hit home run after home run. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.